Hello,
Hey there.
hello.
Welcome, everybody. We're glad to have you all here for the webinar today. And we'll give Zoom just a couple more moments here to get everybody connected. And let me just check
Absolutely.
one thing.
It's going to be a quick session. We're going to cram a lot into a little time.
But it's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one. All right. So to get started, what I wanted to share was something that we're hearing a lot from association leaders that we have a career center, but how can we make it a more powerful benefit? So if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And honestly, that's exactly why we're here today.
I'm Josh Slyman, everybody. I've spent more than 10 years now, I think, working with associations on member engagement, community, and careers. Before my time with Web Scribble, I spent 5 years on the Higher Logic professional services team. There, I was helping associations use community to drive their goals around engagement and non-dues revenue, retention. In fact, the reason I came to Web Scribble was that in that work, I really saw the emotional connection and the power of careers on association members, and the way that you all were servicing it and bringing that professional development, and how really had the ability to impact people's lives, and there's such an emotional connection around careers. So. I'm honored to be here today with Courtney Swearingen, who brings us some change management and some a look through the systems lens, especially on how to connect associations with members and their programs.
It's great to be here with you to do this together, Josh. And I
That's
want to talk a
great.
little bit about the 2026 job market as kind of the beginnings as we're stepping into all of this, because it really is, as you might have been seeing too, it's harder than most expected. Members are looking for you to real career support beyond just a job board. And the associations that we see winning right now are treating their career center as a core benefit instead of a side feature. And that's what today really is all about.
30 minutes, a lot of stuff. Three strategies, all grounded really in what we're seeing actually work. So yeah, let's hop into it.
All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start with a quick look at the 2026 job market, just enough context to really make these strategies that we're going to talk about land.
From there, we'll move through the three strategies, some specific quick wins. We want to give you some things that you can actually do this week, more than just think about that, but things that you can activate on. And then if hopefully if we have time, we'll close with a Q&A.
And first, before we do all that, we want to hear from you with this quick poll here. We just want to check in. So if you could take a second and give us some responses. We want to know a little bit about who is here right now. So what describes your role, and how would you describe your association's membership?
It's going to be two questions there. Yeah.
All right, we're getting some good information here. All right, we're going to close this in four, three, two, one, one. I saw one more come in. Okay, and sharing the results so you all can see too who we've got here today. Is that
All
showing
right.
up?
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect.
So let's set the scene because really this context is going to matter for everything we talk about from here forward. So the most recent LinkedIn workforce report shows that national hiring continues to drop. It's down considerably over a year ago. To put that in perspective, we're still more than 20% below where we were before the pandemic. So really, this is no longer really a blip. It's sort of a longer term shift.
And here's the part that doesn't always show up in the hiring data that might surprise you, or maybe it won't surprise you, that AI isn't just changing how jobs are posted, it's changing how your members are applying for them. About 38% of job seekers are already using AI to write their resumes and applications. But here's the tension. This is interesting. I thought this was interesting. Most of those same people that are worrying about their resume, um, they're worried that their resume is getting screened out by an automated system before that human being ever sees it. So they're using AI essentially to get past AI. And over 42% of job seekers have now participated in an AI-led interview. Oh, so fun. And these are not future trends. It's your members' reality right now.
Yeah, and so what this means for members is job searches are taking longer, competition for roles is higher, and the tools themselves are changing very, very quickly. Your members are really looking for and need every advantage, especially from their most trusted authorities, which really is you all.
Yeah. So basically, the job market has shifted, and so has how people navigate it. Your members are looking for guidance, and your association is in just this wonderful, unique position to provide that.
Yeah. So let's look at it from the member's perspective because it's really pretty eye-opening. Job Seekers Trend Report found that almost two-thirds of job seekers believe getting hired is harder than it's ever been, and they're really not wrong. Way more than half say that the search is actually impacting their mental health. In some industries, we have shortages. In other industries, we have AI impacting hiring, and so people are going through several rounds of interviews with multiple organizations. It's not uncommon to then be ghosted from those by those organizations, even after two or three interviews.
Yeah, and with all of that, wow, Josh, they're dealing with a lot of frustration and uncertainty as job seekers. And it's not just the traditional job search challenges. Members really are trying to figure out how to use AI tools effectively, how AI impacts their future roles. That's an important one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Members and non-members really ultimately, which is where part of this opportunity lies, right? Are looking for trusted support. And that opportunity is in really making sure that we help connect those dots, help them find it. Otherwise, they're going to find it somewhere else. So we want to give members more than just job listings. Really, they're navigating this stressful, changing process, and they're looking for again, sort of trusted advisors, trusted resources to help them through it. So I think this is where it probably, well, this is where it gets interesting for you all, right? There's no secret that member retention, engagement, these are generally biggest challenges for association leaders, and consistently. Revenue diversification, finding new ways to generate non-dues revenue. That's right behind second, in terms of things that are keeping you all up at night.
I want to talk about the connection here. So you've probably already downloaded the Higher Logic's 2025 Member Experience Report. Yes, maybe, hopefully. They found in that, here's something that's really interesting that I want to highlight. They found out that over 40% of non-members said career development resources would make them more likely to join an association. Smith Buckling's research pushes that even further and relates to the struggles of attracting new, younger members. Over 77% of younger members say career development is their top reason for joining in the first place. Your career center isn't a side benefit. For a huge portion of your members and your prospective members, it is actually the reason that they show up. So you have the demand signal on one side and the organizational challenge on the other, and career support sits right at that intersection.
Yeah, and the associations that we see gaining the most ground, are the ones that are really treating career growth, career support, career services as a core part of their mission, not as a side benefit. And really, they're connecting the dots and the technology and the strategy, and that allows your career center to become one of the most visited, high value benefits you offer. And it's a huge reason that members stay. It's a huge member reason that members and tool for engagement across your ecosystem. And ultimately, it's one of the reasons that they advocate for you. If you help a member find a job, you keep that member for life, right? So that's it's a great incentive to really leverage that career center. I'm going to throw in the chat a link to a blog that also links to the Higher Logic report. So this is a piece on career and community, which we're going to talk about a little bit today. So it'll tie to the conversation going forward, but also links to that Higher Logic report that we mentioned.
Sounds great. Thank you for adding
Perfect.
that.
Yeah. All right. So strategy one. You've probably heard this from me before because I think it's like crucially underutilized. Really, this is about closing that gap, both strategically and technically, that exists across a lot of our tech and engagement efforts. Right, a lot of members are sort of experiencing professional development on one side, job search on the other, as two completely separate activities. They go to one part of the website and or organization or conference for one, they go to another part for the other. And I think really there's a lot of value in showing them that connection, right? And making sure that we are connecting the technology, the value, the emotional connection between growth and personal growth and career growth. Um, so I think it's again, just another way, an important piece to sort of make that connection.
Yeah, yeah. And really, when you're connecting all those parts with that career center, with the credentials, certifications, learning programs, something really does shift. And the career center stops being just a place to browse listings and becomes a place where members can see how their professional growth connects to what employers are actually looking for.
Yeah, non-members come in for jobs, they discover your value, they join, they find that certifications open up their opportunities, they stay for the next round of development, and then they renew because they continue to see that progress in their career. That's the loop we're trying to create.
Yeah, so basically, when credentials and career opportunities live in the same place, members see a direct line between their investment in your association and their own career growth.
Crucial piece.
It's
And
very important.
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so now this is where the systems thinking comes in. Connecting credentials to your career center isn't just a small tech change, it touches your learning platform, your member database, your community, and your communications. Think about what becomes possible when those pieces talk to each other. A member searches for jobs in your career center. Your learning catalog shows the credential that maps to the roles that they're searching for. Your community connects with peers who've earned that credential and move forward in their careers. And your next email follows up with a relevant recommendation, even a simple one.
Yeah, and for the member, then it stops feeling like just a sort of siloed job board, and it starts feeling like the association really sort of understands where they're trying to go and is helping to find the path to get there. And the data is really supporting this move as well. Association Forum's Fire report found that most employers are looking for AI micro credentialing. And the alternative credential market is projected to continue growing for the foreseeable future. So on top of that, more than half of workers will need reskilling by 2027. So that's a stunning number, right? That's a lot of people that ultimately are looking for upskilling opportunities, learning, credentialing, especially around AI and how new technologies impact these different industries across the market. So
Yeah.
your members' credentials, right? They have a real market value. Those AI related skills are only making it more urgent. The question is whether or not they're coming to you and the association, right, to help them make those connections and make that growth.
Such a good point. One other little piece here, LinkedIn's workplace learning report really reinforces this from the member side. Opportunities to learn and grow are the number one factor people cite in a great work culture and a leading reason that they stay. And that applies just as much to staying with your association as staying with an employer.
Right. And ultimately, this is where the two are directly connected.
Mhm.
So here's something we can work on this week. Pull up your most three critical roles in your career guides, and let's make sure we've got a credential or CE opportunity or a course. Let's start to tie the pieces together, and make sure that where we are talking about. Roles and skills, we are connecting the learning opportunities to advance those roles and those skills. Um, so that's it. Look across your current job board, find those career paths, career guides around the top three, maybe top three roles in the organization. Identify the closest up learning opportunity and link the two together. Um,
Yeah.
I think yeah, I was just there's also opportunity in like using badging systems and highlighting people's credentials or making them tying those pieces to the community and job seeker profiles, right? So that those certifications and those learning opportunities become more visible, become more searchable, become more tied to the individual member.
Right. And I love it because it is so simple. Just that one little maneuver right there can send an immediate signal to every member who visits those pages that your career center and your learning programs are part of the same story. It's a
Yeah.
small change and it really reframes both the members for how they both think and are doing these things and are really approaching your career center.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, so maybe find three roles in your career guides, add one credential to each, link it, and then just start connecting some of these pieces.
Now, strategy two, just did strategy one. Strategy two, this one's about visibility, making sure that members actually find their way to your career center and then also come back to it. It's one of the most common gaps that we're seeing, and you can have the best career center in the whole world. But if members don't know that it's there or they forget that it exists, it's not going to do what it's capable of.
Yeah, and this is as much about habits as it is about marketing. You don't necessarily need a new campaign. We really just need to weave career into the touch points that already exist. And again, this is something I say frequently because I really do believe in this sort of cross-platform approach where we're using all of the tools within our tech stack to advocate and move traffic between and value between those platforms. So yeah, put career support everywhere members are, and ultimately becomes part of their experience with the association. So really, we want to increase the visibility, and increase the conversation.
So let's walk through this a little bit because the opportunity here really is bigger than it looks, starting with onboarding.
Onboarding.
If your welcome sequence introduces the Career Center within the first week of that membership, that sets an expectation from day one that this association supports their career. And if your community is connected to your Career Center, job highlights can show up in the community feed. Talk a little bit more about community, Josh,
Yeah,
if you
no,
would.
and we don't want members to have to go looking for it. So every platform has widgets, feeds, display space. Use them to cross promote the value within your ecosystem, right? Are you linking your career center in your community digest? There's ad space in there. There's ad space in your career center. If you haven't sold it, are you using it to increase awareness and connect opportunities across platforms? This is really where it becomes a great tool. In terms of new member prospecting, are we utilizing and leveraging non-member relationships and signups in the Career Center to foster them into membership? And so, there's a lot of opportunity in making sure that we're just leveraging the features and functions within the platforms we already have to promote this sort of cross functionality.
Yeah. And I want to toss in a number that's worth keeping in mind. 39% of non-members haven't joined an association simply because they didn't know one existed that fit their needs. And every time you make your career center visible, you're addressing retention and growth at the same time.
We
Now,
are
quick win for
running
this
short on
one.
time. Courtney, we are
Oh,
running short on time, so we're going to have to pick up our pace.
gotcha. Uh, um, quick win. We do this is a really quick one, right? If you add one sentence about your career center to your next member email, just one line, something like your membership includes access to hundreds of roles in your field. That one line can be enough to get a member into the career center for the first time.
Yeah, again, this is about small steps. Plant the seed where members are with what you're already doing. And I'm going to throw a resource in the chat again. It's a link to a blog for us, but it's on our site. But it link also has a video for our webinar on driving adoption and engagement on the Career Center. So some deeper, more practical pieces on this so that so you can get deeper on this. Looks like we have a question. Feel free to throw it in the chat.
While we're waiting for that question to come in, I'm just going to do this quick poll right here. Josh, I see that it looks like the links may be going to just host and panel.
Yes, I apologize. Let me resend
Thank you,
those.
Nadia. Tech glitch, user error, sometimes
Yeah.
both.
Oh yeah, that was definitely user error.
But thank you all for doing something with this little poll here.
Okay,
Yeah, this
hopefully we
is
have
just a little self-reflection for you too. Great. Thank you all.
All right,
Just
let's
waiting
keep
for
rolling just because we are running tight on time, and we wanted to try out this 30-minute session, so we're curious to see how you feel about it. But again, there's a little bit of a shift for us to try to get less stuff out there. But so our final strategy is really about connecting Career Center to community, right? Creating something a little bit more meaningful. A career community creates. Through connection, mentorship, shared experience, it really builds that sense of belonging, and it helps to connect people who are in different stages and can offer different value in people's individual career journeys.
Yeah, this is where the human side of all that AI and job market data we talked about earlier really matters. When members are navigating AI interviews, figuring out what new skills to invest in, or wondering whether their resume is even getting seen, they need more than just a tool. They need other people in their field who understand what they're going through.
Right. And a career community really helps build the understanding that they're not navigating their career alone. Not only do they have the support of the association, right, through resources and tools, but they have the access to the other members as well. And again, this is a great opportunity, a career community to open up access for non-members, and we'll talk a little bit about that more, but build that opportunity to bring non-members into the conversation and foster them down a path towards membership.
And
So there's a finding from the Higher Logic report that I keep coming back to, which is that members who participate in online communities are much more likely to renew. They're much more likely to purchase additional products and services like certifications and professional development. And so there's this direct connection from community to retention, right? But what makes career community especially interesting is that it works for both retention and acquisition at the same time. This is sort of what I was saying before, right? So current members stay because of their peers, the mentors, the sense that somebody's on this journey with them, and prospective members get to experience some of your benefits, get to see some of your value. And it really helps to encourage membership and ongoing engagement. And I know we all struggle with how do we engage the newer generation, and how do we get them into membership. And I think obviously the Career Center is a great place as people transition from school to professional life, to do that.
Very much so. When you build that career community, it really creates engagement that can grow organically where members are helping other members. And supportive and helpful content, this is a good one, is being created and generated by the community itself.
So yeah, just like strategies 1 and 2, again, you'll hear this through pretty much everything that I say. Like this works best when we connect it to what we're already doing and across the ecosystem, right? So career discussion, the forums like that happens in your community, but the activity from those conversations can inform how you communicate with members. Members who are active in career discussions can get different follow-up than ones that are not speaking about that. We can sort of change our understanding of where they are in their pathway.
And your member database can really help track career community participation as part of how you measure engagement. And the best conversations from your online community can become the foundation for conference sessions, chapter events, and content that you share across your channels.
Yeah, again, it's all connected. The career center, the community, the learning programs, the events. When we leverage career growth, when we run that through all of them, it really, they support each other. It reinforces engagement and usage across all of the platforms.
I bet Josh has a quick win for us here.
So quick win. Let's just post one career related question in your community right this week. Something like what's the biggest career challenge? We just talked about some of the ones that we might hear about. So yeah, maybe get a discussion started. See if you can get some feedback from members, and move towards maybe a more defined career community.
Now, pretty simple to do, right? And you'll learn something about what your members need when you do that, and you'll spark a conversation. You'll show that your association is paying attention to their careers, not just their dues. There's a third quick win for our three strategies, all in a very short period of time. We're doing all this. We're going to give you a little quick moment here. To jot down something from this call, specifically one thing that you can do this week. Not a 6-month plan, just one action from what we've talked about so far. Feel free to drop that in chat. We're just going to take a moment to breathe, give you a second to do that. One thing you can do, one action you can take. I love it. Add learning programs to the Career Center. Lucretia, that's great.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. Anyone else? All right, we're at the 2-minute mark, Josh. How you feeling? We go to the next one, wrap this thing
All
up.
right, let's wrap it up.
Great. Thanks for sharing in the chat. Feel free to add more if you've got them. Now, quick recap. We've covered 3 strategies today. 1, credentials. Bridge your learning programs in your career center so members see them as one connected story. 2, visibility. Put career in every place your members already are, from onboarding to emails to community events. 3, community. Belonging drives retention more than any single job posting ever will.
So yeah, key takeaway: credentials, visibility, community, 3 strategies, one thread. Make career growth the reason members stay.
Love it. Love it. Now, by the way, we do have 2 more sessions coming up, both offering CAE credits. You can see the titles on the page there. You can use that QR code that's on the screen, or you can find that link in the chat. Josh, I have that right here. I'll pop it in. You can go there and see our upcoming webinars and sign up for those. And if
As
today
well as
sparks,
recorded webinars. Sorry. As well, you can get our
oh,
recorded webinars as well there.
gotcha. And if today sparks something that sorry we gave you more. If today sparks something that you do want to explore further, we would really like to know that. And there's an opportunity to easily do that because as soon as we end this call, you're going to get an exit survey. Take a moment, if you would, give us some feedback so we can make our webinars better, but also let us know what you would like us to cover in the future that's going to be most helpful for you. Feel free to add your email to that survey. Find us at webscribble.com. And any questions, we will try to, get back to those. If you put them in the survey, you can add a few additional questions there. And if you put your email, we'll see what we can do to follow up with you and get you that information.
Awesome. And if you walk away with nothing else today, let it be this one thing. So small, consistent steps make a bigger difference than a huge overhaul. So you don't need a new budget. You don't need to replace what you have. You just need to take one step. And I think hopefully you wrote it down. So thanks everybody for coming. And let us know also what you think about this little 30-minute format, if this is works well for your schedules or you prefer the hour.
Yeah, and I want to thank you, Josh, for doing this with me today. Thank you all for being here. And also thank you, Lucretia. I love this comment. She wrote in there, thank you, gave us her email and said, send me everything you got. We're working
Perfect.
on it. Thank you all so much. Have a great
Thanks
rest of the
everybody.
day.
Bye.
Bye.